Welcome back to History Rewritten, where we explore the history that never was, but could have been. From mighty empires to lost civilizations, we ask the question, what if history had taken a very different path? Today's episode takes us to the heart of the Roman Empire, where the roar of gladiators and the cries of lions echoed across the Colosseum. But imagine, instead, the ground shaking under the footsteps of dinosaurs. What if the Romans not only conquered the known world, but also discovered creatures from a forgotten age? Let's find out. 2,000 years ago, the Roman Empire stretched from the deserts of North Africa to the cold forests of Britain. At its heart stood the Colosseum, a vast amphitheater where emperors fed the public's hunger for spectacle. Gladiators fought for survival. Exotic animals, lions, elephants, even crocodiles, were shipped across continents just to be slain in front of roaring crowds. But what if, in this alternate history, Roman explorers stumbled upon something even more extraordinary? Living dinosaurs. Perhaps discovered in an isolated valley, hidden beyond the known world. To Rome, these beasts would not be seen as scientific wonders, but as the ultimate instruments of entertainment and power. Imagine a convoy of Roman ships docking at Ostia, the empire's great port. But instead of lions in cages, the cargo is far larger. Enormous, towering lizards from an age long past, a triceratops chained like a war elephant, a velociraptor snapping at its handlers, even the mighty Tyrannosaurus, sedated with Roman ingenuity, wine, opium, and brute force. For the Roman people, who had already witnessed elephants from Carthage and giraffes from Africa, this would be beyond belief. The Colosseum would no longer be a place of gladiator duels. It would become a stage where man, beast, and monster collided. Picture the scene. 50,000 Romans packed into marble seats. The emperor himself raises his hand. Below, the gates creak open. Out lumbers a stegosaurus, its plated back glinting in the sun. From the opposite side, a squad of gladiators armed with nets, spears, and short swords. The crowd roars, but reality sets in quickly. Unlike lions or bulls, dinosaurs are not so easily slain. A gladiator charges, only to be flattened in a single swipe of a tail. The Colosseum, built to control chaos, now becomes a place where chaos dominates. Rome's fascination would only grow. Each new show would have to be bigger, bloodier, more outrageous. Dinosaurs fighting gladiators. Dinosaurs fighting each other. Perhaps even naval battles in the flooded arena, with triceratops thrashing Roman ships to splinters. Of course, Rome was never satisfied with entertainment alone. If a beast could fight in the arena, why not on the battlefield? War elephants had once terrified legions. Now, imagine entire cohorts marching behind armored triceratops, used as living battering rams. Velociraptors, small, swift, and vicious, might be unleashed like hunting dogs, devastating enemy cavalry. Even the mighty Tyrannosaurus could be driven, with enough chains and prodding, into the heart of battle, a walking engine of destruction. Yet, as always, ambition breeds danger. Dinosaurs, unlike horses or elephants, cannot truly be domesticated. Rome's enemies might learn to lure them away, or worse, stampede them back into Roman ranks. A weapon as powerful as a Tyrannosaurus is never truly under human control. Beyond the battlefield, dinosaurs would transform Roman culture. Artists would carve them into marble. Poets would write epics of gladiators slaying beasts as tall as temples. Children would play with wooden models of triceratops, just as today they play with toy soldiers. Religion, too, would shift. The Romans often absorbed new gods from conquered lands. Dinosaurs might be seen as divine messengers, gifts from Neptune if found overseas, or monsters cursed by Pluto from the underworld. Shrines could be built to honor them, sacrifices offered in hope of safety from their wrath. But there is a darker side. The demand for ever greater spectacles might spiral out of control. Species after species would be captured, slain, or driven to extinction centuries before their time. Just as Rome exhausted its own resources, it might also destroy the last living remnants of the prehistoric world. And then comes the inevitable question. Rome did fall. But what if dinosaurs had been part of its story? Perhaps the empire would have lasted longer, its enemies too terrified of Rome's living weapons. Or perhaps the very beasts Rome tried to control would hasten its downfall, breaking free, ravaging cities, and leaving ruins in their wake. Archaeologists today might not dig up lion bones in the Colosseum, but the skeletons of raptors and tyrannosaurs, buried where they once clashed with man. History is filled with turning points, moments where the path could have shifted in extraordinary ways. The Romans gave us roads, law, and architecture that still endure. But if they had also discovered dinosaurs, the legacy of Rome might look very different. Half civilization, half chaos, all remembered in legend. Instead, we are left with ruins, statues, and stories. The Colosseum stands silent, its stones whispering of blood and spectacle. But in this rewritten history, its echoes are louder. Not with the roars of lions, but with the thunder of dinosaurs. Thanks for tuning in to History Rewritten. If you enjoyed this journey into an alternate past, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. It really helps the channel grow and keeps new episodes coming. And let us know in the comments, which ancient civilization should meet dinosaurs next? Until next time, remember, this is not the history you were taught. This is history rewritten.